All right. Well, welcome to Thrive Inside. This is a series dedicated to enhancing the lives of indoor cats. I'm Jessie. I am the coordinator for Pet Green's Farm to Shelter donation program. I've got a background in shelter work and wildlife conservation, so I'm really excited to have the TrapKing, Sterling Davis, joining me today to talk cats and facts. How you doing, Sterling?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Always excited to talk TNR cat rescue, all things cats. So it's good.
Every day. Uh, all right. Well, first of all, we would love to get to know you. So, can you tell us as much as you'd like to tell us about yourself, your background, how you came to be involved in TNR trap neuter release or return? Sorry, later.
So actually, I my background is mainly in music and entertainment. Believe it or not, I've probably done music my whole life. I've never been into cat rescue growing up. I used to sneak a bunch of cats in my grandmother's basement when I was younger because they wouldn't let me have any of my own. But I've never been into TNR cat rescue, wouldn't have been able to tell you anything about it. But after the military and music, uh, and it was actually doing a music tour where I was on break from that music tour and I was looking for something to do just in between the next tour. And that's when I saw the ad on Craigslist for to come and help scoop litter at the local shelter. And I was like, oh, this would be easy. At the time, I had a cat named Rick James. So I was like, I already like cats. This would be good. This would be easy.
You're like, I can scoop their litter. No,
Yes. Scoop litter, that's nothing. Like some people, if you don't have cats, it's probably like, I don't want to do that. But I'm like, I do it every day anyway. So it's fine. So when
cool.
I went, they asked me to stay. They was not used to seeing men or people of color engaged in cat rescue. They thought it was different. So they wanted me to stay. And I'm just like, at first I'm like, no, because it's no way you could pay me what I'm making on this music tour. So
Yeah.
I can't make that switch. But it hit me in the feels. It hit me right in the heart.
Yeah.
I was able to see that there weren't a lot of men engaged, and I'm like, I started to feel like, okay, this is a void that I could fill. This is something I could help with, and maybe being in entertainment was to make this message delivering it more simple, more easy. So
Yeah.
I stuck with it. I stuck with it. I became the rapper turned cat trapper, and it's been history since then.
Are you still rapping?
I am still rapping, but it's cat raps now. I
That's
don't.
the next question. Okay, cool, cool, cool.
It's cat raps now. So shout out to my brother Mosho because we working on music together right now.
I do know Mosho, and maybe at the end of this we can ask for a little cat rap. Okay, so my next question, the burning question, what is TNR? What is trap neuter return?
So Trap-Neuter-Return is the humane alternative for death and euthanasia for stray or feral cat populations. Basically, it's meant to control the population of plenty of cats in a lot of areas. There's colonies, you see them everywhere, and it's basically controlling the population because it's a serious issue with it. So that's what trap, neuter, return is. That's a process where the cats are caught in humane traps, so they're not hurt. They're spayed and neutered at local low cost spay and neuter clinics, and then they're returned back to their colony.
Okay. And these clinics, they rely on donations. I'm assuming it's like mobile clinics or something you've set up. It's definitely a service. People are they're ready to help for this specific program. It's not just you take them into your local vet.
Yeah, it's definitely a donation thing. It's nothing that one person can get done. It's definitely something where people need to come together and help one another. But it's a lot of people are starting to understand more, whether you like cats or you dislike cats, that it's a needed thing. It's a positive thing to control the population. So people are starting to get more engaged and more involved in it, or at least trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah. Okay. I had always heard the term trap neuter release, but I know now from you, we chatted earlier, it's trap neuter return. Can you explain why we've switched that?
Yeah, that's a big deal, and I'm glad we brought that up too because release, you just releasing the cat. So you trap the cat, you get them spayed, neutered, vaccinated, and then once you want to return them, and the reason that it was so important to change that term from release to return is because it's very important that cats return back to the colony they came from.
Right.
It can be extremely dangerous a cat if you just were to release a cat into any neighborhood. That's
Straight up.
oh yeah, the cats in the cats in the new neighborhood, they like, okay, he's either here to steal food or mates. We don't want him here, and they not used to the sounds, the smells. It could be a real tough, traumatic situation.
Well,
And going in the trap is already traumatic enough. So you definitely want to return versus release.
that makes sense. I mean, it's like, our own pets. If they were to go missing, we're like, oh my gosh, they don't know where they are. Is how
Oh,
stressful for them. And the same for these cats too.
oh yeah, I got a bottle baby. Uh, one of my babies I bottle fed to Mita Joe, and she is like super attached to me. If she was to get lost or go somewhere outside, I don't. She wouldn't make it 5 minutes. Uh, she is like super attached. So
Yeah,
yeah, could be traumatic in a new area.
totally. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, obviously, we've touched on it a bit, but why is it so important, both for the cats themselves and the community in general?
So TNR, it's important to the people in the community as well as the cats. For one, the cats, when they overpopulate like that, it's very difficult for them to survive because it's so many of them. So now they're fighting over resources and fighting over mates more. It's just a constant overpopulation thing, which makes it hard in the community to feed, to take care of, to help them. So you always want to be in tune with your community, not just your area in the house, but it's good for the cats. Overpopulation is good for their health, spreading diseases because the kids will want to go out and pet them and play with them. So it's a part of taking care of your community, keeping it clean, and it's good for helping the cats. Like
And
the
are
cats
going shelter.
appreciate it. Yes, yes, yes. Because I mean, the shelters. I think the clear the shelter is either here or coming up soon.
It's the month of August.
Yes, I think it's the month of August. So adopt, don't shop. TNR helps that too. Don't make
Mhm.
sure you don't overfill the shelters. We got enough babies needing to be adopted out there. So
Yeah, it starts there. I mean, I know there's a lot of really cool programs too, especially down in Puerto Rico and Mexico, doing that with dogs. And, it's hard. There's not enough homes, but if you can at least get ahead of the problem and you can
right,
stop the breeding, on
yeah.
their own, it's a start.
Yeah, it's definitely a start. Even if you fix one cat, it is a start. It helps because the
It's
overpopulation
astounding.
is a big deal.
Yeah, like they're like rabbits. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the amount of kittens that a cat can produce in a lifetime is just it's wild.
Yes, I remember it was years ago. It was it was a while back when I first got started. I don't want to tell my age too much, but I can remember the cat was 4 months, and I think the vet told me like she was already pregnant. So they could get pregnant that young, they could start reproducing. And she was 4 months. And they were saying, Sterling, she probably wouldn't have made it through pregnancy. She probably wouldn't have made it through carrying. And that's
Right.
like,
Right.
wow, that means they are going. They could have a litter very young and repeat again. So it's real important. It's real serious.
Spay and neuter your pets.
Yes.
Um, well, okay, so your process, what you do, would you mind walking us through step by step how that works?
So my process is usually I get called out to certain situations, depending on the size of the situation or what's all needed. Because sometimes I'll get emails or calls from people and they'll say, "Hey, I have two cats in my yard and they driving my cats inside crazy. I want to get them fixed or whatever. That's the type of situation where I would prefer to try to teach the people how to do it on their own. There's two cats. Um, and sometimes people don't want to, and in that case, that's fine. I'll still go out. But usually, going out to an area, the first thing before I set a trap, any food or anything, I want to go out and educate the community or the people around. If it's an apartment complex, I'm probably going to do a presentation for the apartment complex.
Cool.
If it's a neighborhood and they have a housing authority, I'm going to try to do a presentation for the housing authority, because I want people to understand that what I'm doing is necessary and is good. It's not harming the cats, but again, like I said earlier, it's good if you like cats, and it's good if you're crazy and you don't like cats. So, but first thing is the education. Right, right.
Yep.
So the education is always first, and after we've educated, the people around, then you want to find the feeders. There's always feeders. The cats are there for a reason, and somebody nearby is probably feeding. You want to find those feeders, because I want to tell the feeders I'm on your team. I'm happy that you feed them, but you need to stop feeding them for about 24 to 48 hours so that they can respond to the food in my cat traps. That's very important, because you can go out, you can put some food in some traps, set the traps, but the cats are like, I'm full. Everybody in the neighborhood feed me, so why go in there? Why take that risk
I've
of
got
walking
my
inside? Yeah, I'm fine. I'll just wait for my regular folks to feed me. I'm not gonna go in that thing. Why would I take that risk? That's crazy.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right, right, right. So the
Okay.
feeders are extremely important in the process, because once you can get them to stop feeding, then you'll be ready in about 24 to 48 hours to set the traps. And they should by then be good and hungry. Set the traps. I usually use smelly bait that'll smell. I go with Jack mackerel.
Okay.
Jack mackerel.
My husband is a bear biologist, and when they have to trap bears to collar them and do work to sedate them and whatnot for scientific research, it is the smelliest bait possible.
Yes.
Just the most rancid. Smell it from a mile away, and it's so funny knowing that that's like a cat thing too, where they're like, waiter, could I have your most disgusting?
Right.
I'll go in that trap.
Yeah, that's the most smelliest thing that you could that's just horrible from miles away. Like, let's go with
I love
that. Yep. That's me and your husband probably could talk smelly stuff all day. It'd be a whole topic.
Yeah. I don't think he can smell anymore.
Yeah.
But it's a different story.
I've had to definitely because I'm vegan, so I've had to get comfortable with smelling Jack mackerel that I use a lot, and chicken, like restaurant chicken, like KFC or Popeyes. It's like it smells, if it's warm, it's almost like the old cartoons, and they set the pie on the counter.
Windowsill, yes.
The animal goes floating to it because they smell it. It's kind of like that. So you gotta have a food or bait that smells, and then you set your traps and you on the way. You catch some cats.
That's so interesting too that you say. Sorry, I cut you off, but the feeders, people who do feed cats, they're important. Like, they're keeping them there. If you can work in tandem, they're keeping them there, and then that makes sense that back off for a bit. They know this place. This is where they'll be fed, but then you come in and that process. And I didn't realize, like, that's such an important partnership to keep the colony there.
It's such a big part of the process, because it's at times, if the colony feeder can't stop, if they just don't have the heart, because I've had people tell me, like, I'm so used to this routine. I get up in the morning, they at my patio, I feed them, then I go to work.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of times it's difficult. So you definitely want to. I've had to bribe colony feeders before I could even get started trapping. Like, I'll give them cat food for a while. I'll give them some pet greens. I give them different treats and stuff for the cats until they trust me. and then they'll let me start the trap. But before, it's like I'm not gonna stop feeding. I can't.
It's hard. It's hard. It's such a, people who love animals and can connect with them, especially, a feral or a wild animal. It's like a high like no other. You feel like Snow White,
Yes.
right? You
Yes.
you have brought them in, you've done this service, and here in Montana we have, well-intentioned people, but they'll leave food out for deer. They'll leave,
Mhm.
bears are coming around, and it's such an attractant, and then that's what gets them in trouble, and cats as well. Um, if you go too far down that road. But
Right.
it is such an emotional topic because we love seeing them. It's their home too. How do we coexist without putting them in harm's way? And that's what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. That's why I tell a lot of colony feeders too that it's important for them to feed, either feed and stay there, wait till they're done and pick everything up. Don't just throwing out a bunch of dry food. That's bad. It's predators out there that'll wait for that. You want to
Right.
stay there, watch them eat, and pick up all the mess when they're done, so you're not attracting predators or anything else for the cats. So,
That's a great point. I mean, I don't know if you've, what is it? There's this book called Coyote America. And it's a
mm,
great, great, amazing book about coyotes and how they do so well because they follow humans, they follow our trash. We're disgusting. We create rodents because of all of our food waste. And so tossing out cat food and then not collecting what's not eaten, that is attracting those predators there as well, and putting
oh
them
yeah,
in harm's way too, and cats. And I didn't even consider, the cleanup being such a
oh yeah.
process too.
That's what I mean, the outside cat are like, along with possums and raccoons, they're all scavenging. So the coyote is too. So
Yep.
I've gone a lot of to a lot of apartment complexes, and they're complaining about the cats. And the first thing I see when I come in is the dumpster is overrun with
Right.
trash and everything.
Right.
And I'm telling them, as
It's
soon as
us.
I come in, I could tell you that the trash is the problem. You're attracting everything that's scavenging. So you're
Yep.
bringing cats and coyotes together at the trash. So that's the problem. That's the first thing I can see that usually as soon as I get there. You have to change that. You got to get cleaner.
Right. I'm sure you learned this from shelter work too, but it is humbling where you're like, oh, it's us. Humans are always the first problem. It's always a us thing, and we're not listening.
Yeah.
We're not paying attention. We are speaking English. We're not even trying to speak cat, dog, whatever. And it's unlearning all of that.
Yeah. It's such a big part of it. It is all what it is us. It is us for sure. It's not, it's rarely is it the animals. I mean, we came and built everything on
Mhm.
top of them, kind of. So a lot of it, what's going on, the issues we see, it's us. It's
Oh,
us.
I today someone, but this one kills my husband, but when people say he if you can see the Jaws poster, he loves sharks.
Yeah.
People will say shark infested waters, and he's like, it's their home. Where are
Right.
they gonna go?
Right. How does it infest it if they just at home?
It's like
It's,
people infested waters.
I was gonna say it's people infested waters.
And now we're in this position where we have to figure out how to live harmoniously.
Yeah, yeah, but it is definitely us, and that's what TNR is. I think it's the most humane compromise that we could do, to where the cats that are outside and they want to stay outside, let them stay outside. They'll take care of some of the rodents that you don't want around, because I don't trap snakes or mice, so they can take care of some of what you don't want around. And if they're spayed, neutered, and vaccinated, they go on and they live healthy lives, do their job outside. It's
Right.
it's 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 a good thing. It's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, it's the best we can do.
Right.
Um, so I mean, biggest obstacles that you face, outside of the ones we just discussed, anything else? It's the sensitivities, any more sensitivities behind that, any burning questions you have to address?
I've gotten so much from, well, for one, funding. resource funding for TNR is always a thing. Everybody will tell you cat surgeries, it costs a lot of money. And if you, depending on where you are, I'm in California now, it's very expensive here. It's almost impossible to do high volume TNR because it's so expensive for just one cat to fix and vaccinate one cat. So I would say funding is definitely one thing. Another thing is I get a lot from bird people. Bird people have let me have it. I've had to tell so many bird people that send me emails like, listen, I am vegan because I love animals. A lot of vegetarians usually is probably health. If you're vegan, it's probably because of animals. I can't even sit here and tell you I'm healthy. I'm vegan because I love animals. So I think a lot of bird people feel as if, cats are just out to hurt them and get them. And I'm saying with TNR, with controlling the population and colony feeders that do things the right way, we can eliminate so much of that because they're not fighting over resources and looking to go and hunt everything. They don't want to hunt the birds if they're not fighting over mates, they're not fighting over food, and the colony is properly maintained. It does so much better. So I think that's funding for TNR and probably
Birding.
bird people. I love y'all. I love birds. So
I am a birder. I manage a birding company, and it's a hot issue.
yeah.
But we are. There's such a fine line for me where, like, that is my occupation, my passion, my career. But also, I don't want to see all these cats euthanized. I want to see our populations decrease. I do want cat owners to be responsible.
Yes.
Your little jingle bells, it's not going to help a bird out much.
No.
Let them out responsibly. The decimating bird populations aside, if you love your cat, you don't want them to get in harm's way. And that's our biggest thing. We've got, our kitty, we let him out supervised in a yard or on a harness. He is never out on his own because I couldn't forgive myself if anything ever happened to him.
Oh yeah. And that's like you said, that's the biggest thing is being a responsible owner with your cat. I mean, because not only is it bad for the birds out there if they're gonna hunt that if you're not responsible, but even for the cat itself, like the bird flu was going around for a while just recently. So what if your cat goes out getting in something and they're not supervised? Now the cat is hurting themselves. I had a gentleman, and this was talk about an obstacle. And I had two guys like this. One guy was easy to convince. The other guy, it took me a long time because he didn't want me to fix his cat. He didn't want his cat to lose his manhood.
They do. It's
he was
a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's so weird. I was like, you putting hyper masculine human emotions on your cat.
You're anthropomorphizing this guy, and this cat doesn't even know it.
This cat doesn't even know it. So you got an indoor outdoor cat that you letting run in this neighborhood where I'm trying to get all the cats fixed and stop the overpopulation, and you letting your cat run in and out and do what he do. And a male cat, he could just keep going. He could just keep impregnating if that's what he's gonna do. So that was a tough issue. I had to eventually explain to the guy, like, okay, listen, let me fix your cat. If not, when he runs out and he catches something, he gets some type of disease, you're gonna feel bad then because you worried about his manhood, that it's just instinct for him. He's not thinking of it like that. You're
probably gonna chill out more. You're probably gonna see him more, enjoy him. He'll be less vocal, maybe.
Oh yeah, he'll probably be less vocal if he's spraying. That's why he's probably spraying because of that. He's barking stuff. So it's so many things that is so much more helpful. But I've had two men stand real strong on that, and I was just like, come on, that's not what's happening here.
But they do that with dogs too, and it's just like, the dog or cat, they're not gonna come back from their neuter and be like, shoot, my identity.
Right. I can't believe you did this to me.
I now.
I was so popular in the community. No, I'm not. Like, no,
I'm just bottom tier. Gosh, that is so funny. Okay, so, just it seems like education really is key, and, that's cool that you go around and you speak, and that's, at the forefront of what you do, before you get going. 'Cause I
Oh
think,
yeah.
people will see someone set a trap or set out to do something, and they'll get upset because they don't understand. Um, and I guess my next question is how do we change that? How can we get people to help? Anyone who wants to get involved, um, what are the most effective ways they can spread awareness, they can support TNR programs?
Well, I would, of course, donating. That's always a simple way. Social media, sharing posts, spreading the word. If you see somebody trying to adopt cats, that's a big deal because we should adopt, not shop. So that's a big deal. Sharing posts on social media. But I'll also say for there's so many people, like if you want to help, there's so many people that see a situation and they want to get involved, and then they start a nonprofit. And I don't want to discourage anybody from starting a nonprofit and doing and helping.
But it's hard.
However, yeah, it's tough. Starting a nonprofit is tough. Take it from me, somebody that dove in first and made I dove in heart first and made every mistake you could make with a nonprofit. So it's tough, but you might want to look around in your community and make sure, like, see what other nonprofits are around. Okay, it's celebration
I
time.
loved that. Great message. Right, right. See,
It's like
see who you can support.
it was like, yay. Okay.
Yes, yes, finally. Who can you support in your community first before you look around, see who's already doing
Right,
it, who needs support before you think, I've got to be the one to do this on my own. There's probably
right.
someone there that could use you.
Oh
You
yeah. And I've rescued in probably almost just about every city in this country now. Seriously, I've rescued some of everywhere, and so
awesome.
many areas I go to, so many cities and states that I've been in, you can have 3 or 4 TNR groups within a 50-mile radius of one another, and they're all doing the same thing. And so now they fight over grants, resources. They don't know whose cat is what, and it's like,
Right.
and now they don't like each other. So if you're thinking about getting started, make sure if you have a TNR group already near you, then maybe you need to be the foster group. Maybe you need to be the foster nonprofit, or maybe you need to be the adoption nonprofit, or maybe you could be
Yeah.
transportation and space for healing. There's so many ways you can help. But I would say that before you just start your own, look at where you are and look at what the community and the cats actually need, because you may already have what you're about to start. And that's going to take away from somebody that's already been building it and doing it. So
Yeah. Oh,
that's,
community is everything. I mean,
yeah,
it's so true. And I feel like that is the most helpful way to solve a problem is find your community. Where are we lacking? How can I help? What do we need? And you know, if you can't if you can only donate, that's huge. That's so huge.
yes.
But if you can also donate your time, that's a great way to look at it.
Oh yeah. That's the best ways to help. And I will always, if y'all follow me on social media, y'all know I'm big on same team and working together. I do One of the hosts, Sally Williams, is a partner of mine, and we both run something called One United Paw. That's something it's like same team. It's One United Paw. It's people working together, and I think that's one of our main enemies, is not being able to work together. Once we go against each other in this, that makes it hard. So I would definitely say, if you can't do anything, don't be mean. Just be nice. Just
Yeah,
be nice, because that goes a long way when someone gets started. I've seen online and someone will say, "Oh, this person just only rescued 2 cats.
I
That's
know.
nothing. I rescued 50 yesterday." And it's like, don't say that. If it's 2 cats, it is helpful, and they
It's
trying.
it's so easy to poke holes a system that it's so complicated, that is so lacking of funding and people, and it just doesn't do any help.
Right, right. That's a thing. I every once in a while I'll have some people online that'll post something mean, say something mean in the comments about me, but I get enough love and support,
Right.
so I can brush it off. But for someone that's just getting started and they're trying to, find their niche and find their way to help, and then they're told you're doing it wrong or you're bad or you've done nothing, that can be discouraging, and that's hard to get more people engaged and interested in what we're doing. So
Right. And, outside, you said you started, cleaning litter boxes. And when I wanted to get into shelter work, I had a bit of time. And so I started just working at a shelter, cleaning kennels. Just, it's gross, thankless work, but you love those animals, and it,
yeah,
feels good. And you don't have to do that. There are so many other things you can do. Your local shelters, any local organization, doesn't have to be TNR. You can, out here we've got pick up a dog for a day, take them hiking.
yeah,
Truly anything, your speed. If you just want to help, but you don't want to be hands-on with animals, there are service projects. You can help them build a new run for a dog or refresh the garden or something. There's just endless ways to help beyond donations.
yeah.
But
Even space. I've People have had space just for in the TNR process. Some people need space just for the cats to sit and heal.
yep,
They'll do the feeding and the cleaning and everything. They just need a space. They
right.
don't have a space, and that's another way to help. Like you said, there's so many ways to help without actually being hands-on, holding a cat or bottle baby feeding a cat. Because bottle baby fostering, shout out to bottle baby fosters, y'all are the real deal. I can't do it anymore. I
That's
I did it before, and it's every 2 hours mixing KMR like a
oh,
baby Similac or something, and then when after you do all of this stuff and you got anal glands on your hand and you done got up every 2 hours and mixing KMR,
no.
it's like after that you like, you know what? I don't want to give the cat away. Now it's mine. I done did all of this. This is
Yes.
my baby
You're like,
now. So
okay, I understand what people who have children feel.
right. Because I don't have any no two-legged children,
Nope.
so I only got my four-legged baby. So I'm like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my goodness, is this what's happening?
Yeah.
Like uh
Done
yeah,
enough like milk and dingleberry pulling to be like, I get the idea.
uh, that's a lot. Yeah, that's that's a whole nother thing to go into.
Well, so okay, how, Sterling, with your you have TrapKing Humane Cat Solutions. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So I started TrapKing, my own nonprofit back in 2017, because I wanted to focus just solely on TNR. And that's why I try to tell people a lot too, when you get into this, find your niche, perfect your thing,
Mhm.
because so many groups, so many nonprofits are starting. They'll start with doing TNR and they'll catch about 15 cats, and then they want to socialize these cats and try to get them adopted. So now you're trying to do TNR and you're trying to foster and you're trying to adopt, and people end up burning out and hitting the wall quick.
Yeah,
So
it's
I think it's big, find your niche. So that's what I do. TrapKing Humane Cat Solutions is focused solely on TNR. I'll help where I can. I try to work with adoption agencies, fosters, but my focus is TNR. It's my strength. It's what I can do. So we started that with a heavy focus on, like I said, TNR, community cat care, and getting more men and people of color engaged. That's like my biggest focus. And now, of course,
that's
same
awesome.
team in one up. I want to bring people together. So,
I
but
love it.
that's my main thing.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
I recently, I in my own life and on my own social media, I'm just constantly showing, here's stock for adoption. Here's how you can help. Join us. We're going to do this group walk. We'll do this, whatever. And I get a lot of like, I'd love to go do that, but I think it will make me too sad. And I get that. And I do think it's important for people to realize, yeah, it's going to make you sad, but I think what could inspire you more is that, if you didn't do it, then
Right.
this animal is sitting there without this experience you could give them. So it's such a gift, it's you really have to, it's an exercise in emotion, right? But if
Right.
it's something you care about, you can be strong and capable and really rewrite that narrative for yourself. And I'm sure I'm clearly you've
Oh yeah.
and I've done that. And but I know getting started, that's a big fear for a lot of people is the emotional toll.
Oh yeah.
But you just have to look at the positive, for the animal,
And
not you.
and again, think of find your way, find your niche in it too, because I learned that I can do TNR and it doesn't destroy me. I mean, it's even a thing when I let the cat out the trap and they run out and then they turn and look back at me, and it's almost like in my mind I'm saying, I believe they saying thank you, like I get it, I'm back. You brought me back. You helped me. Like I feel better. I'm back. So in my mind, that's saying thank you, and I can do that. But fostering, that's breaking my heart. I can't do it because I can't have a cat stay with me that long and then just say, okay, here you go to your new place. I'm like, nope, I gotta keep you. I can't.
And
So
that's not for everyone, but some people who are chronically fostering, I am so impressed by them, and it's
yes.
gotten me to my fantasy is a senior dog rescue,
Oh,
or I've got my one rescue girl, and then I've got my senior foster or hospice foster. And but I've gotten to that point now, and there is something for everyone, but I get it. It's some people, I love a foster fail, obviously. Who
oh
doesn't?
yeah.
But
Gotta. All my babies are rescued. And here comes Alanis Musette.
oh, right on cue.
Hey, did you know we was talking about rescue?
She's
This
like,
is this
yeah.
is my middle baby, Alanis Musette, who's my middle baby, but she's the biggest.
How old is she?
3. Alanis is 3.
Okay. How old's oldest baby?
The oldest baby, Demita Joe is 7, and there's the balloons. It's a
Congrats,
party.
7,
It's a,
Demita.
it's a party. It's like happy birthday, Demita. And then Nipsey Cuddle, my baby boy, the
Yeah.
my last TNR fail. He's 2 because he was a TNR fail. Like I opened the door, let him out the trap. Usually they shoot out, but he just kind of walked out and curled around my leg, and I was like,
Oh,
oh
super.
man,
No way.
that
He's like,
was it.
I live here now. I love that.
And Alanis is this is what she wants. She wants me to brush her.
She's beautiful.
Thank you so much. This is my sweetheart. This is my girl for real. She is the sweetest cat I've probably ever had.
That's if I had my guy here, that's my toad. He is just a lover boy. And
Oh,
they
Toto.
that's Toady, yeah. What's her story? How did we get her?
So Alanis, she was near a friend of mine's house, and he was actually calling me about 2 cats that was outside roaming around, and he was like, "It's a black one and it's a white one, and they look too little. It's no way they uh it's just no way they could make it outside. It just looked weird that they even out there." So, and when I saw, he sent me a video, and when I saw the video, I was thinking, okay, they may have been dumped. I know a lot of breeders will dump sometimes, which
Mhm.
is tough. And after trapping her and seeing her teeth and her gums, I think that's probably why she got dumped, because there's no way she'll be able to keep her teeth past up to 10 years old. Like I'm gonna have to pull all of them. It's really bad, but that's probably how she got dumped. But she was just walking around way too friendly, just oblivious to everything,
Mhm.
meowing, and she went in a trap easily. And that was just it. I remember going online, and this is funny because some people will remember this on Instagram, and I was trying to get her adopted, and I was like, look, I got this beautiful white cat here. She's super friendly. We need to adopt her. I'm not keeping this cat. I'm not keeping this cat.
Way.
Demita, I was like, Demita Joe is another all white cat. I was like, I already got an all white cat. It's gonna just be more all white fur all over the place. So I was like, I'm not keeping this cat. I'm not keeping this cat. Somebody hit me up if y'all want to adopt.
Uh-huh.
Like a week later, I was like, so this
But
is my baby, Alanis Mewis said. I'm gonna keep her.
I gave birth to her, actually. She is mine.
I never thought about adopting her. Actually, this is my baby, so this is
Oh,
it.
I love that. I love that so much. I meant, okay, before I forget, you had said when people call you and they have something like one cat or two cats, and you suggest they do it on their own. What is the suggestion for that? Or do you have a resource you send to them to figure out how to do it?
So I have some resources on my website, but the best website that I refer people to that's amazing. Alley Cat Allies has an amazing website as far as the process to TNR, like the whole process to go to. I really like Alley Cat Allies website and the way everything is broken down. But I'll walk people through it myself. If I feel like they can do it, I'll provide the trap, I'll provide the food, the cover, and everything. It's good to educate and try to get more people engaged, and they get more confident once they realize, oh, okay, this is something I can do. I can do it myself. So it's not that bad. So I'll try to, if it's one or two cats, I'll try to work with people and get them to do it on their own. But if they don't want to, if not, I'm fine with it. I'll do it.
You're like, okay, you need a trap and you need the stinkiest food you could possibly find,
Yep. Yep.
and the willpower.
Yep. Just the willpower and the patience. Because some people, I mean, some cats go walk in a trap in 5 minutes. Some cats, it'll be 5 months. They're smart. You're
Right.
gonna have to try different food. You'll have to try different traps.
And they're
Uh,
not harmful traps, right?
no, none of them the harmful traps. Now I will say this, and I'm not a. Here we go, baby. Sit over there for a second. I'm gonna brush you in a minute. So I will say this, that uh the spring loaded traps are can be a little scary.
Yep.
I haven't heard of any spring loaded traps actually severely injuring a cat. Uh but it scares them, and they've gotten hurt, like, and the spring loaded is the ones that'll slam. Once they go inside, they step on a lever and it slams down.
Right.
I've had many a cats that once that slam goes down, the cat darts to the other side and hurts their nose, injures their face, injures their nose, trying to rush to the other side. So I will say spring loaded traps can be a little more traumatic. I know, again, starting out, the reason I use them is because starting out, you can't turn down a donation. If someone
Sure.
donated me a spring loaded trap, I use a spring loaded trap. Uh, but those can be a little more traumatic, I think. I think
Right.
if we could come away from those as much as possible, if it's possible, then that
Set
would help.
for success in a situation that's already scary enough.
Right. It's already pretty traumatic. So you want to try to make it as less traumatic as possible. And I will say, like I said, I haven't heard any spring loaded traps severely injuring cats, but I definitely have seen them,
Better ways.
yeah, scare the mess out of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, yeah.
Any more wisdom you'd like to leave us with?
I would say the only thing I would say, to leave anybody with again is the same team. Like there's so when I first started, I was just, I worked for the county, and
Mm.
I'm just hopping out the side of the van with traps, and I'm about to catch all the cats I can. I'm gonna do it all on my own. This is not something that one person or one organization will conquer. We're stronger together,
Right.
and I like comedy and music. Animals, I think, bring people together. So it's not only great for the animals, I think it's good for people. And the more we work together and do it, the more effective we are. And again, I think it brings people together. I've met some
Emotional.
of my best, yeah, some of my best friends I've met in this community, just like minds, other people that don't have children, but they got a lot of pets. And I'm like, wow, those are my people. Cause it's like so many of my friends in this don't have children and have pets. And I'm like, this is where all my people have been this whole time.
Mhm.
So let's love each other.
No
Let's
shade with kids.
no shade to the kids. No, definitely no shade to the people with kids, because you're doing a good thing. Yeah, you're doing a good thing. And I would like to think I'm a great uncle. So
I bet you are. I bet you are. Well,
so
cool.
yeah, be kind, be kind.
I love that. I love that. Teamwork really is, it's so essential. And in, if you do shelter work, any sort of animal work that takes an emotional toll, you need to have friends to help you. You can't do it
Yes,
alone. It is really hard.
yes.
So I'm totally with you there.
Yeah, compassion fatigue and burnout is real. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
spread the love, seriously.
Cool. Well, this was really fun for me. Thank you so much. Pat Greens thanks you. This just my ideal chat, and I'm sure I'll think of 1,000 more questions that I want to talk to you about later.
Hey, hit me up. I can come back. I can come back.
And then the resource wise, I think we'll put together some stuff we chatted about. The
Alley Cat
Allies.
Allies. Yeah, that's definitely a good link if you're getting started. If you just getting started, I love that site. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll other options of other things you can do beyond hands-on work. So I'll be sure to get those listed. And it was really fun. Thank you so much, Sterling.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, go brush that cat of yours.
Oh my goodness, she is right here waiting too. She is
I
not
bet.
playing.
I bet.
She is not playing.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thank you.